It's the other virus infecting people across the globe.
We can't vaccinate against selfishness.
And yesterday, it reached fever pitch in Australia. Frustration, desperation, misinformation fueling the furious scenes which shocked the nation.
Disgusted, disappointed and heartbroken.
A self-indulgent tantrum.
Of course it was selfish. It was also self-defeating.
They say they're fighting for freedom, but without masks and without social distancing, yesterday's protest threatened the very freedoms we're all fighting for, and freedom from the COVID horrors experienced in so many other parts of the world. They say they want an end to lockdowns, but their protests may have ensured the exact opposite.
It will only risk the lockdowns running further.
It's almost certainly a situation where there were people in there who were infected.
It would only take 3 or 4 people for yesterday's event to be known as a super spreader.
These are the real freedom fighters, our frontline workers, doctors and health professionals who'll have to deal with the fallout if these protests do turn out to be super spreader events. And our police, who yesterday put their own safety at risk just doing their job, and in return got this.
Punching horses doesn't work against the coronavirus.
What disappoints me so greatly was the level of violence that people were prepared to use. That was unprecedented.
We're all frustrated. We're all sick of lockdowns. We're feeling for those who are lonely, isolated and struggling, those who've lost businesses or, most tragically, lost loved ones. We all feel let down by the leaders who too many times in recent months have failed us when we needed them most. But the solution is not this. For now, the only way forward is for us to all do our bit.
You feel powerless when you're in one of those lockdowns. What can I do about this situation? What you can do about it is you can get vaccinated. What you can do about it is you can stay home.
If you want to protest, protest against the virus. Stay at home, do the right thing, and let's get through this together without selfishly putting other people in harm's way.
You know, the last 24 hours for me have felt like two tales of a city because, yes, we did see thousands of people take to the streets. I'm using, Sydney or New South Wales as an example. But actually in the last 24 hours, we had a record number of tests as well. So over 100,000 people. That's huge. And I think sometimes I just have to remind myself that actually the vast majority of people are complying and are doing the right thing and really do want to get out of this as soon as possible. And that's sort of given me a little bit of, I think, peace in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. The minority ruining it for the majority. Simple as that.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, just staying with the protests for a second, and look, it's very easy to dismiss the protesters as uninformed, but they actually did have some medical experts down at the protest.
They haven't found a cure for the common cold. They're pushing a poison vaccine on us. Pfizer's 747 nanoparticles per vial of...
Did his battery run out or something?
I'm convinced. I mean, he put it so eloquent. No, he's our next chief health officer, actually. Now, this guy, he objected to mandatory vaccines. And look, if only everybody accepted new information like this guy did.
Vaccination isn't compulsory.
It will be.
But it isn't.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess you can go home then.
Yeah, that was easily sorted, wasn't it?
I mean, part of me is like buoyed by that, but the other part is just utterly terrified that he was protesting and all it took was just that little tiny bit of information that he missed.
Wasn't a lot of commitment there, was there? Plenty of commitment from us. We'll be back right after the break.
From expert opinions to in-depth analysis and reporting, the Project YouTube brings you the biggest stories from Australia and around the globe. Hit the subscribe button now for news delivered straight to your feed.